Ario Dare Atoye, who is the convener of Ajoro Ekiti. You're welcome to Sunrise Daily.
Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. Jury. Well, we've seen all that happened on TV. We've heard the account of the governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose. We also heard the account of his deputy, who is now the front-runner candidate, or a candidate in the forthcoming elections in Ekiti State. What do you make of all that has been said so far by the police and also Senator Ayo Arishe?
Thank you very much, Channels TV. First, let me greet one of our elders in Ekiti, Senator Ayo Arishe. Always delight to see him talking. And I also want to greet the good people of Ekiti this morning and to encourage them to remain resolute, for them to cast their votes without any intimidation whatsoever. And we pray that the police will definitely, the security agencies, will learn from what has happened for us to have a free and fair election in Ekiti comes July 14th, that's this Saturday. And you see, when it will become so difficult for us to get certain truth, then it behoves, especially on the media, and probably the neutral parties and some other persons, to start asking certain very relevant questions. The place of technology in everything that has been said. I'm so delighted that the Commissioner of Police, the police chief who spoke, said something very fundamental. That ordinarily there would have been a video, probably maybe from the camp of Fayose, Governor Fayose, depicting where something actually happened. Then I also want to now ask the security agencies, why did you deploy almost 40,000 security personnel in Ekiti and you don't have drones monitoring station in Ekiti? The unmanned area vehicles.
Well, we have the specific figure. I think 30,000.
Yeah, 30,000. Either 30,000, that's police alone. We have the soldiers, we have the civil defense. So by the time you put everything together, it's between 35,000 40,000 we have currently in Ekiti State. Now, what's the place of technology? And you see, I'm not just speaking here as a concerned Ekiti person. I'm also speaking as a concerned Nigerian against the backdrop of the insecurity that's currently ravaging Nigeria as a country. Why are you keeping technology? Why are you compromising on technology for us to understand? For instance, all these things we're talking about, probably maybe it's a political theatrics by the governor, probably it's not saying the truth. You'll have been able to present what you call concrete and factual evidence with drones, monitoring situation in Ekiti. Why will you deploy 30,000 people and continue to waste human manpower when there is technology available? And why am I saying this?
But some people will say it's not like as if the police has ever deployed drones in any elections that we have seen. Why do you think you should have done that in this particular election?
It's simply because something is wrong with our security outfit. And I don't want to use the famous words of former President George Bush that there is an axis of evil probably in the country. Right? And why am I saying this is that I remember when the current government celebrated the so-called operational unmanned area vehicle launched by the present administration and how it will be deployed to aid security in the country. Why I would not see them being used? It's because something is wrong somewhere. You know very well that the moment you deploy drones, it's very easy for you to be able to see the evidence clearly. And when you look at the narrative of what actually happened yesterday, when this news filtered in, I saw some of our friends, pro-APC guys, and saying narrative that probably the governor was trying to dramatize the whole scenario, and there was nothing like that happened, nobody was injured. So I think the PDP, that's Governor Fayose and his team, who had actually deployed their own drones, they deployed actually drones for this election strategically. We're actually preparing to get out their own videos. By the time they brought those videos out, it was so obvious that a lot of things went wrong. And also, let us also look at it also from an other empirical angle.
You have seen a video evidence with drones?
Yes.
Well, what did you see in that?
Yes, of course, we saw, it's just like when my Senator Ayo Arishe was trying to deny the fact that probably maybe they used tear gas, they dispersed crowd. Of course, that was present in the video.
No, he admitted that they used tear gas. He defended
No, he didn't admit that they used tear gas.
What I heard him say is, what were they supposed to have used?
No, he didn't admit. Chamberlain asked him repeatedly about the use of tear gas against the governor, and he said no, that it wasn't true. And for me, it's not even about probably maybe trying to join words with anybody, but the most important thing is that somebody provided real-time, video to actually showcase the development, the sad occurrence of yesterday.
The video,
and you see,
just a
what
moment,
happened?
sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I know I heard, and we can play that back. I know I heard Senator Ayo ask on that program, on this program this morning, whether the police was, what were they supposed to have used for crowd dispersal? That is standard police procedure. But, I don't know what you heard, but at the same time, are you saying that what you heard and what you saw, the video evidence, the drone evidence you saw, showed that that the governor was being, tear gassed, or the governor was being beaten by the police as he alleges? Is that what you saw?
Yeah, no, I didn't see any close shot of probably the governor being manhandled, because the drones, the videos are online. There is nothing to grandstand or probably maybe try to tweak about. What was online was that, you're going to see a very massive people gathering and running people running elter
dispersal,
yes, and you see tear gas being used. And you see, before yesterday, let's also get this, that there have been rallies, different political parties campaigning. Now, this happened after the deployment of over 30,000 security agents. Then we should ask very important questions. Why is it that, are you telling me that when we don't have 30,000 security outfits in Ekiti, we had a peaceful rally, we had people doing this rally in different locations. Now that we have them, it is so easy for these security agents to be able to even guide each political party to have their own rally on the same day. Ado is big enough to accommodate 3-4 political parties. The only thing you will do is for you to say, okay, you're going to take this channel, you take this channel. Because you see, the idea of now trying to say you're going to ban people from it's against the law, because the law has permitted them to do their rallies up till 48 hours before the election. So it's a minus on the part of the security agents for them not to have been able to use their own wisdom to be able to know how to manage this situation.
Mr. Ario, I just want you to help us this morning, try and bridge a kind of a gap in the logic that I'm seeing. On the one hand, we heard from the Ekiti State Governor, Ayodele that, look, he has been locked in Government House. That was the original allegation, that he was locked in Government House. The second one you hear is that there was, of course, a beating, physical harm done, violent dispersal of crowds, etc. Now, if his first account was correct, how is it that he ended up in a square where he was apparently, allegedly, as he has alleged, assaulted?
Yeah, I think if I look at the account, based on what I saw on the situation, I was in Ekiti. I left Ekiti. That was a few days ago. I was in Ekiti for like about 3-4 days. I left a few days ago. I will be there for the election, probably after this event, this program. And let me say it very well. Based on account, there are time difference. It doesn't mean that because somebody said I was locked in the Government House, I couldn't come out. Probably maybe that happened for 1 hour, for 2 hours, and probably you have to cry out, you have to call people that something is happening, and probably wisdom how to prevail on the security agency, the security guys who did that, or probably it's even after this very event. The only thing is that probably maybe we have our media guys, I'm sure Channel has its own correspondent on ground. Exactly, it is good for us. What we now need to get,
that's precisely
what we now need to get
is footage. I don't know whether those are the drone shots or that's a helicopter shot. That's definitely of a crowd running. And we can see tear gas somewhere behind them.
It's irrefutable at this point that there certainly was a crowd dispersal. There certainly was the use of tear gas.
Absolutely.
Right? But the question now is, if we're talking about a physical assault on a sitting governor of a state, in the presence of many aides, among which even the current candidate for governor, his deputy governor, was one who allegedly was beaten. How is it possible that all these people were together and not one person turned on, opened their smartphone to record this assault, or even the Government House lockdown? How is it that nobody was able to do that? What are your thoughts?
That was the narrative of the police chief. But there is something I want to draw attention to. Assuming without conceding that probably maybe they tried to put up this, but some other videos that emerged, for instance, of injured persons, because what I saw, I followed this meticulously. They said nobody was injured, it was only the governor who tried to make this up. But later we saw a whole number of persons who were injured in that melee. And for the mere fact that that actually happened, and you see, there is one thing you know about Governor Fayose. He doesn't like to stay behind, he likes to stay on the front of his people, and you have seen that on several occasions. Apparently, it is going to, it is not, how do I put it? It is not impossible that because he is always on the front, leading his people, that actually he became a victim one way or the other. I'm not there. I'm not saying it happened.
Are you hopeful for the elections for Saturday? Do you think the police will be,
I'm so glad. First, I'm happy. I'm happy. In 1 minute. Yeah, I'm happy. The Oni of Ife has spoken and has told the world to ensure that there is peace in Ekiti. The international observers are now showing more interest, and Nigerians have also now showing more interest in Ekiti. And I'm sure that the police, whatever now, if you don't use your manned area vehicle, look, let me say this. If the police will not deploy this technology, if anything happen in election, they should hold the police responsible as complicit in it, because there is no way where you should have a manned area vehicle and you cannot deploy them for election. Why do we have to spend money doing this? So at least there's a place of factual evidence. But one thing I want to tell the people of Ekiti is that to remain resolute, to cast their vote without fear of intimidation. Our pride is at stake, our heritage is at stake. It's very important because this is a prelude to what's going to happen in Osun and in 2019. And it's very important that the Ekiti people are allowed to exercise their franchise without intimidation. That is exactly what we are calling for, so that the election is seen. Even if I have an interest, personal interest, let it be that if my interest will not be fulfilled, let it be that at least whoever wins the election wins this election free, fair, and in a credible manner, and we'll all be happy for it.
Well, I believe that is what a lot of stakeholders would definitely want: free, fair, and credible elections in Ekiti. Ariodari Atoye, convener of Ajoro Ekiti, thank you for coming on Sunrise Daily.
Thank you very much.